Shalom, shalom. This is Daniel John Lee with Torah Restoration Ministries. It is January the 1st, 2016, or the 21st day of the 10th Hebrew month. I probably don't need to labor the point that it is actually not New Year's Day according to Scriptures. New Year's is in the spring, according to the book of Exodus, and will happen later this year. Usually happens every year, anywhere from late March until late April, depending on, or late March to mid-April, depending on the new moon and the equinox and the Aviv barley. But in any case, that's not why I'm making this particular video. So, make my intentions very clear at the outset. I'm not making this video to embarrass the person who took me to court yesterday. That's not my intention at all. I just want to give a testimony of what's happened in my life. So, I was in a relationship with a person, with a woman. And, you know, she and I seemed to be getting along fairly well. But in any case, things ended a couple of months ago between us for some different reasons. And in any case, since that breakup, she sort of went one way and I went the other. Of course, everyone knows I believe that we need to keep Torah, that we should not be involving ourselves in the pagan holidays like Christmas and Easter, but we should be doing the feast days that Jesus actually did, Passover and Sukkot and Hanukkah, that we should be eating clean foods and we should be obeying the Torah. She was, when we were dating or courting back in September, October, it was around the season of Sukkot, and then after that, after Sukkot, she seemed to be open to the Torah, and in fact, she had shared with me that another individual in her life had spoken to her about the Torah. She had taken a class from her church about the feast days, so she knew about it. She'd worked at Canby Grove and had helped with Sukkot feasts in the past at Canby, down in Canby, Oregon, and so she was familiar with the Torah, and she seemed to be open to it. And she was there at the Sukkot that I went to. She was there, and then she came with me to various Sabbath meetings, and she seemed to be open to the Torah. But in any case, once we broke up and we went our different ways, she very quickly went into her Christian ways, which was to violate Torah. She started going out on Friday nights and Saturdays and violating the Torah. She started eating unclean foods and celebrating Christmas and all the things that I believe we're not supposed to do according to Scriptures. Well, through the course of after our breakup, I was trying to repair things because I was a little confused as to why we broke up. And anyway, through the course of that, she wound up filing a stalking order against me through the Clackamas County Courthouse. Now, for those of you who know my past, you know that I really do not like the Clackamas County Courthouse because it's a place where I suffered many defeats at the hands of my ex-wife and losing contact with my children, and just a place that I don't like. So I was really dreading this when the sheriff knocked on my door in early December and handed me this stalking order. And I really was kind of stunned and couldn't believe it. Well, initially when I got the stalking order, I was just thinking, well, I'm just going to not contest it and just let it go through because I have no desire to contact her anymore. If she's going to go to this lengths of going to law against me, I don't want anything to do with her. But after praying and after talking to my friends, I realized I did need to fight this. I needed to object to it, not because I wanted to be able to legally contact her again, but because I needed to stand for the truth. And there were several things that she had put in her petition that were just lies. So I did go and I asked for a hearing to contest it, and that hearing was set for yesterday. It was set for the 31st of December. And at this hearing, both this person and myself had to present evidence. She had to present evidence as to why she felt that the stalking order should be indefinitely put into a permanent stalking order. And then I had to present evidence that said, no, that this should be dismissed. And as I began to reflect on that court date and on what happened, I really believe that this was sort of a contest between her God, which allows eating unclean foods. I mean, she had just posted on her blog about eating this big bowl of shrimp, celebrating Christmas, violating the Sabbath, all these things that I believe were wrong, and that, Yah had tried to introduce to her, not just through me, but through others before me as well. And it was a contest between her God and then my God, who is really not my God, but the God of I mean, he is my God, but he's also the God of the Bible, who requires us to obey Torah, to put away these unclean foods, to follow the dietary laws, to keep the holy feasts and reject the pagan holidays like Christmas and Easter, and to keep the Sabbath holy, and to walk in his ways, the ancient past that gives rest to our souls. And so I believe that this court date was a contest between her God and mine, and I won. I actually won. The judge dismissed the stalking order and did not make it permanent. He basically told this person that she did not prove that I was a danger to her or that I had committed a stalking act, and so it was dismissed, and I actually won. And so now, I'm legally able to contact her, but of course I won't, and I have no intention of doing so, because that was not the point. The point was to stand for the truth and to clear my name and to stand against the lies that this person had told about me and about the nature of our relationship and even the nature of the breakup. I felt like she was not being honest. Or at least I did not believe her perception was accurate. In any case, I'm sharing this testimony because I want to encourage those of you out there who, if you're going through struggles, maybe it doesn't involve court, but you're going through struggles where you're not sure if you can really trust in Yah or stand for the truth, do so. Because just like in my case, Yah stood for me, and he fought this battle. And he let the truth be known, and I was vindicated. And I was able to walk out of that courthouse where I had, in the past, suffered so many defeats. I finally was able to walk out of that courthouse in victory. And that's a huge deal for me because, like I said at the beginning of this podcast, I hated Clackamas County Courthouse. I mean, it represented everything that was wrong in my life. And now I finally could look at that courthouse and smile and in victory. So Yah will stand with you. If you're faithful to live holy and you're faithful to walk in his commandments and obey him, and you're standing for his truth, he will vindicate you. He will protect you. He will guard you. And again, I'm not making this video to make fun of the person who brought the stalking order against me. In fact, I still pray for her. I hope that she realizes that she's serving a false god. She's serving a Jesus made in her own image, and a Jesus that allows her to break the scriptures, and that she will not be able to walk in blessing or in the things that God has for her as long as she continues to serve a false god, which is the God that she's serving, the God that her church serves, which is a false god, a God that allows rebellion and disobedience to the word. If you're going to disobey his word, and especially in her case, if you've been introduced to the precepts of that word, which she had been, at least through me and one other person, and you're going to reject that, God is not going to bless you. He's not going to bless you, and he's not going to stand with you. You can try to convince yourself that he's standing with you. You can try to lie to yourself and lose yourself, but you will be miserable, and you'll be fighting against him and fighting against the plan that he has for your life until you align with his word and his precepts. So I do pray for her, and I pray that she will eventually do that, because right now I think she's on a really bad path. But I'm not making this to embarrass her or to say anything negative in terms of trying to make her look bad. I'm just simply laying out the fact that if you trust God enough and you obey him and you walk in his truth, he will fight for you. And he fought for me. I didn't want to go to court yesterday. I didn't want to have to fight this battle yesterday. I didn't want to have to do it, but I did. And I stood for the truth, and Yah fought for me. And the very same judge who years ago had upheld a restraining order that my ex-wife put against me, this very same judge now ruled in my favor, and he dismissed this charge. So now I have on record at Clackamas County Courthouse that I did not in any way threaten or harm this woman, and I was not guilty of stalking. So it's a huge vindication, and it's a great way to begin this. I know it's not the technical new year, but it's a great way to begin this new season in life. Yah is with me, and I'm very confident, and I'm going into 2016 with the confidence of knowing he is at my back. Hallelujah. Check out my website, www.spiritandtorah.com. Shalom.